Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. So today we have Maruti Suzuki Vitara Brezza. So before moving on to the next one, as always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing. So this car comes with courtesy of Maruti Suzuki Friendly Motors, which is here in Mysuru. So if anyone of you are looking to buy any kind of Maruti Suzuki vehicle, or if you want to check out the Maruti Suzuki Swift, please do go visit them. I have left a link in the description for their address and contact number, as well as for their Instagram profile. Please do go visit them. So now let's check out the prices and the variants of the Vitara Brezza. So if you choose to buy a manual variant, so you get to choose between 5 variants, which is LXI, VXI, ZXI, ZXI Plus, ZXI Plus Dual Tone. So the prices are mentioned on the screen right now. Please note it down or take a screenshot, which is the easier way. So moving on to the other variant, which is automatic, which is 4-speed torque converter. So you get to choose between 4 variants. You don't get the LXI variant in that. So you have VXI, ZXI, ZXI Plus, ZXI Plus Dual Tone. So the prices are mentioned on the screen again. Please note it down or take a screenshot. So now let's today open the bonnet of the vehicle. So you do have the insulation, which makes the noise less. So moving on to the engine section, the engine looks definitely very familiar because the Ertiga, XL6, Ciaz, S-Cross, they all use the same exact engine. So it is a 1.5 litre engine which produces around 105 bhp and 138 Nm of torque, which makes this car India's only sub-4 meter SUV with a big 1.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine. So moving on to the front, it has this beautiful twin projector setup, completely LEDs, so with the DRLs as well, and also you do have the LEDs for the fog lamps as well, and also it has the bold front grille with the high bonnet that maintains the essence of a complete SUV, giving it a stronger road presence and of course the right amount of chrome. This car definitely manages to retain its wickedly good looks but also has enough chrome and subtle styling touches to appeal to its masses. So moving on to the tire section, it has this beautiful diamond cut alloy wheels which are wrapped up in 215/60 R16. So moving on to the side, you do have this, black colored ORVMs because this is a dual tone variant. So the indicators are also embedded inside. So and also moving on to the side, it does look very huge, and it has the ground clearance of 200 mm, which definitely has no doubt in off-roading at all. So moving on to the back, the bumpers and the skid plates have been reprofiled than before. So the new face, especially the headlamps and even the tail lamps, is completely LEDs now. So they do really work well and do wonders to making the face on the Vitara Brezza's more contemporary side. So on the side, not too much has changed. So moving on to the back, like I said, it has the new tail lamps, and you do have the rear wipers with the washers, which definitely looks very good. So the top is now painted in gloss black, which is definitely very shiny and very reflective. So to open the boot, all you have to do is just press the button, and thanks to the good amount of hydraulic struts, opens up automatically. So you do have the boot space of 328 liters, which is really enough for a SUV. And by far, this is the only car I have seen for giving a full-size spare wheel in this generation. So it gets complete full-size tire, which is 115/60 R16. So now let's move on to the passenger side of the vehicle. You do have the request sensor for the both sides, for passenger as well as the driver, which is definitely very good. So it does have the silver, chrome handles, and also it has the softest cushions used in the doors, which uplifts the premiumness of the vehicle. And the door pocket is also very well done. You can keep a lot of things over there, and also you can keep complete 1 liter bottle in the front without any kind of problems. So moving on to that, seating sections, you do have the complete leather with the Vitara Brezza name implanted on it. So the space in the inside for the passenger is definitely very good. You can stretch your legs as front as you can. So you do have the 2 glove box sections, and the glove boxes are really very huge in size. So you do have one is cooled, so the AC kicks in very, in a very good force, so that if you want to keep any kind of drinks, I mean soft drinks or any kind of water, it will definitely be very cold. And also piano black touches has been used for the AC trims to give the kind of uplift premium look. And the passenger side vanity mirrors also has a cap and a light as well. So no cost cuttings have been made. It is very impressive to give all the features for this price point. So now let's move on to the driver side of the vehicle. You do have the request sensor, and the door design is quite similar to the other side, except you have the complete switches for the windows, whereas the driver side get the auto up and down function. So on the right side bottom of the steering wheel, you have the control for the ORVMs. It does have the automatic closing ORVMs as well as the automatic adjustable mirrors, which is really nice and common. So like I said before, the ingress is definitely very nice. The door opens around 75 to 80 degrees wide, so you have no problems at all to getting inside. So you do have the height adjustment for the top end trims. So So moving on to the inside, not many things have been changed. The steering wheel remains the same. On the left side of the steering wheel, you have the controls for the infotainment system. So on the right side of the steering wheel, you have the controls for the cruise control with the steel chrome rims, which also looks very good. And on the bottom side of the steering wheel, you have the controls to accept and reject and your calls. So you do have the wipers, which also works really very good. It has a long wipers which also helps to clean the windshield very well. And like I showed you, the rear wipers, it does have the single speed with the washer. So moving on to the right side of the steering wheel, you have the controls for the lighting setup, which also has the automatic headlamps option as well. So the lighting is also very nice in this vehicle. So even though it's like 32 degrees Celsius here and also has a lot of sunny, you can still see the reflections right there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but in person it was very bright even in the bright sunny day. So you have the controls for the start and stop the engine, which is placed in a very good position to reach the driver hand. So now let's move on to the MID system. It does have the tachometer as well as the speedometer. So the engine revs up till 5000 rpm. So what's special in this MID is you can change the color to your desired thing. So you have 5 colors to choose with, which is white, orange, yellow, blue and red. And it does have other functions like average efficiency as well as odometer and a lot of other stuff. So now let's move on to the interior section. So there aren't many changes done to the Brezza's interior. The simple but user-friendly dashboard also has been retained, and also only real talking point is that the new Maruti's latest SmartPlay Studio touchscreen infotainment system has been adopted. The touch response is very nice. It is better than before, and also the general layout of the menus is also very easy enough to use on the go, and also it has the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and also a lot of technological improvements such as it offers the option to use your phone internet connection to stream music, get weather updates, and also even get restaurant suggestions. That Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are also included, like I said, will suffice the most. So now let's move on to the air conditioning unit. So it is very simple and it is very attractive. You do have the silver trims, which also gives very good look to the vehicle, and there is no any kind of blanks which has been placed to give a weird look to the vehicle. So it was very simple and it was very user friendly to use the the air conditioning unit. It does have the automatic climate control. So you have the controls for the USB and aux. You have the 12-volt charger to charge your phones or laptops. So talking about the gearbox options, you have 5-speed manual and also 4-speed torque converter, and also there are a lot of space to keep stuff inside. You do have the 2 cup holders in the center, and in the center you do have the armrest, which is completely wrapped up in leather, and also it has a lot of space in the inside to keep some of your stuff. And now you do have the auto dimming mirrors, which makes your driving easier at night. So now let's get inside the back seat of the vehicle. So the door design is quite similar to the front. It has the chrome highlights as well as the soft materials used in the back door, and also you have the controls for the power windows. So the ingress and egress is also very nice, and the ride height in the back also feels very good. You feel like you're sitting in certain height. You do have a hook which comes in handy, and also you can accommodate up to 3 kgs. So talking about the head support and thigh support, I can say it's better than its rivals. It has a lot of space inside, and you do have the armrest with 2 cup holders on it, which makes the car even more luxurious. So now let's see top 5 reasons why you should consider buying Suzuki Vitara Brezza. So Vitara Brezza is India's only SUV in its segment to offer a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder petrol engine. So the punchy refined K series petrol engine also makes 105 bhp and 138 Nm of torque, which is more than ample for both driving in city and highway. So the next point is impressive pricing and value for money. At this price point, not a lot of its rivals offers these many features, and also each penny you pay, it's worth it. So the next point is excellent efficiency with safety. So buying a car is one thing, but maintaining one over an extended period of time is where the real challenge is. The Vitara Brezza shines in its regard as it is not just affordable to buy, but it's also affordable to maintain. So the next point is reliable and backed by India's best service network. A ship is safe in a harbour, but that's not what ships are designed for. Likewise, the Vitara Brezza is a SUV that encourages you to drive out and explore. Reliability, body strength, and after-sales service will be at least your concerns. So moving on to our final point, no complications and suits for all. So this car is kind of designed where this car suits for everyone. If you are a student, this suits you. If you are an 40-year-old person, it suits you. If you are a old person, it suits you. It's definitely suits for everyone. So there you have it, 5 big reasons why you should consider buying Vitara Brezza petrol than any other of its rivals. So now let's drive the car and see how the car drives. So driving the Vitara Brezza now. So the first thing I liked in the car is the ride height. it definitely sets up to be an SUV, and the ride height is really very nice in this vehicle. So I took the car for the Chamundales, which has a lot of curvy roads and very steep dead ends. So talking about the engine, so this engine is in-house manufactured by Maruti Suzuki. So this engine is also very refined. So this is a 4-cylinder unit, so it has to be. So the cabin noise is fairly audible. So even in the higher revs, it's not much audible, which is very nice point. I much prefer manual gearbox, so the ratios are closer and the engine feels so punchy. Since you have the complete control of what the engine is doing, it is far easier to keep the power band and the Brezza up to the speed. So the shift and the throws of the manual gearbox are spot on. So Maruti Suzuki really does know how to make their good manual gearboxes. Hats off to them. The gearbox feels so slick and the gear slot is so easy. The clutch is very light too, and this makes it fairly easily to use even on the urban conditions. And talking about the handling, so the handling is also very good. The steering is quick and the car turns in well. As you can see in the video, I'm doing hard on corners and I'm going as fast as I can. So the steering is very quick, like I said, and also there is no lack of feel at the steering wheel. Like I said, the ride quality is set up on the softer side and it remains comfortable and composed without really compromising handling. So the Brezza has always been sorted car for dynamically, and this one is no different. So like I said before, the engine is also so smooth and quiet. There's enough pep at low speeds, and though you have no problem at overtaking at all. As you can see, I'm trying to overtake that Innova right there, and the car is definitely supporting me well with the power. And when you floor it, you like the way the engine winds up the top end of the rev band. The throaty note from the engine also adds some character to the car. So moving on to the conclusion part, the Vitara Brezza feels so different now than before. The steering is lighter and requires less effort to twirl. With low speed bumps, absorption seems to have improved. So now let's move on to the 0 to 100 acceleration test. So if you still have not subscribed yet to my channel, please do consider subscribing. I definitely appreciate if you do. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, and don't forget to subscribe again.